on, it's Cinema Lovers Incorporated, back at you again with a brand new video. And today I am reviewing Halloween. Not Halloween in the 70s, Halloween 2018. I had the privilege, the special privilege to see this movie last night with my family. I saw it with Mom, Oma Gritty, and Oliver. I thought this movie was a ton of fun to watch, but it's not perfect. And I'm going to get into the pros and cons of Halloween 2018. This movie was very, very hyped in the community. Some people thought it looked bad. Some people thought it looked good. Personally, in my opinion, I thought the trailers, the commercials, they looked okay. They looked decent. You know, it felt kind of a little cheap in my opinion. I was very worried. And when I got the reviews, when the reviews came out for Halloween 2018, I was actually very surprised at how the reviews were. Now, this film, of course, is not perfect. There are a couple issues I have with it. For example, the characters. Some of the characters are extremely unlikable. I do like Laurie. She's like the standout in the movie. And then there's just some other cons I have with it. Let's first get into the pros. The music. It is so refreshing listening to John Carpenter's theme once again after all these years on the big screen. Even the opening title is exactly like the one from the 70s, but this time the pumpkin's destroyed and it comes back up, symbolizing Michael's return. And I really, really enjoyed this. It felt like I was watching one of those old films, and I loved it. It got me so pumped for the rest of the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic in the role of Laurie Strode. I really love what they did with her. She's really, really awesome. Michael Myers is scary again. I really love Michael Myers in this movie. They brought back the guy who played him in the original film, Halloween, and he is scary as heck. He's hiding in the shadows. I really love how they film him. It just feels like a classic Halloween film. Most of the movie is directed in this gritty style where, you know this is a Halloween movie. It's not like the cheap sequels after Halloween. And this movie actually retcons all of those sequels. This is the true sequel to the 70s Halloween. The other ones don't exist anymore. And it was just truly, really terrifying where they filmed everything. I really liked it. I enjoyed the Halloween setting. I thought the Halloween setting was fantastic. It was just as good as in the original film, the movie. The setting really, really adds this just dark atmosphere, this chilling atmosphere that I love in the Halloween franchise. Another thing I enjoy is the blood effects, the gore. Everything from knife stabs to everything else is fantastic. Very well done. Most of the suspense in this movie, the jump scares, most of them are effective. Some of them are a little bit cliched, but most of these jump scares are effective and great. I enjoyed the jump scares. I thought I enjoyed the overall plot where Laurie she's kind of paranoid now of Michael returning. She's set up this whole thing where she's trying to protect her family and she wants her family to be safe, and she's raised her daughter in seclusion, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And her daughter really developed a kind of love-hate relationship towards her mother when she grew up. As she grew up, she kind of she was taken from her mother. She was taken from her at the age of 12. And I really enjoyed that. I love the Michael Myers mask in this movie. It's great. It's truly awesome to see it again in the cinema on the big screen. Really awesome. What else do I love about this movie? I loved a lot of the movie. I loved the reporters in the beginning. Spoiler alert, I was disappointed that they died pretty early on in the movie. I felt like after they died, the movie kind of went downhill a little bit, for me at least. But I thought these two reporter characters, they were weak, but they could have done so much more with them. He kind of acted like a discount Loomis, but nevertheless, I still enjoyed the character. And I enjoy like the everything, the atmosphere. I enjoy Michael Myers' setup in this movie. You really get a sense of fear when you watch this character. From the mental asylum to the ending, you're always in fear from this guy. This guy is truly after Laurie every single time. And I love the action in this movie too. Laurie versus Michael Myers. She gives it her best. I mean, it's really, really awesome. Most of it. Those are the pros of the film. There's more pros. I enjoyed a lot of other things. I enjoyed the Halloween, like I said, the atmosphere, because it really got you ready for the holiday, which is this Wednesday. Then I have some cons. All right, let's get into the cons. The cons have to be, first, the cliches. Second, some of these characters. Third, some of the directing. And four, some of the, the storyline. One of the worst parts, in my opinion, of this movie had to be the party scene, the babysitter watching the black kid scene, and the bus scene where the bus tips over. These three scenes in the movie. Oh, and the doctor scene where the doctor betrays Laurie's granddaughter. Those are the scenes where I thought they were questionable. And Laurie's granddaughter's friend, the devil horns, he gets killed off. All of this, in my opinion, was a con. Now, there's other stuff too. I thought the ending was very anticlimactic. It just ended. She said, "Happy Halloween, Michael," and he's probably not dead, but they just leave and then the movie's over, and I didn't really like that. I didn't enjoy it. But I haven't seen the first movie in a long time now. These characters in the first movie probably acted like the characters in this movie. But if I'm wrong, let me know down below. Are they the same, or do they act the same? Because these characters in this movie, I didn't like all of it. Let's first talk about the bus. The bus part with this kid and this guy, they're just talking, and it really slowed down for me, the movie in this part, where we just see this random kid, he's cussing, he's acting like a grown man. This kid gave a horrible performance. It wasn't believable, and I was cringing the entire time. It felt like a whole different movie. It felt like a completely different film. I just was not enjoying it, and then when he died, I'm like, oh, okay. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. It felt out of place and off. I don't like that part at all. Let's get into the next con, where Laurie's friends. Now, these friends don't really get spent, there's not a lot of screen time with them. One of the worst parts of the movie is the girl with the black kid. It was played for laughs, and I get it. People were laughing, ha ha ha, and the blonde girl ends up dying. People were still laughing as she was dying because this black kid kept cussing because he's black and he's supposed to be ghetto. He's like, oh shit, oh ass, yeah, blah, blah, F-U-C-K, blah, blah, blah. And people were laughing at her death when it was supposed to be scary, but it was just, the kid was ruining the moment. And that was one of my issues, because I really wanted this scene to be suspenseful. I wanted it to be terrible because this girl, she's so pretty and she's so young, and then she dies. People were laughing as she was dying, and it just didn't feel right. I didn't like that. It was because of that black kid. The black kid, in my opinion, was not funny at all. Cussing is not funny. I don't like the kid. He's like, oh, you're gonna go smoke weed, blah, blah, blah. I didn't like that at all. I didn't enjoy it at all. Let's talk about the scenes with Laurie's granddaughter and her boyfriend. All of this could have been cut out completely. He went nowhere. He disappeared after the party scene. If they ever have an alternate cut or anything, they need to bring him back for the end of the movie, because he just completely vanishes. This whole boyfriend-girlfriend relationship thing was cringy. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It just felt like it was on the side. What I was wanting to watch was Laurie's, struggle against Michael Myers. Her, what she's going to do. What is she going to do to this guy, Michael Myers? He caused her so much pain. And when they keep going back to this young girl, she's beautiful. Oh, they want to make her look so hot. And the guy is, he's stupid. He's drunk in one part. And after that part where he's drunk, he's gone. So the whole part where she's with her family at the restaurant, it could have been completely cut. There's other stuff at the prison where you have this black guy with a cowboy hat on, and they're always talking and stuff like blah, blah, blah. That could have been completely cut as well. Now, I get that they have to train. I get that they have to set up the policemen so they can do some honorable stuff later on in the movie. It just didn't work for me. I didn't like the party scene. The party scene could have been completely cut out. It was very stupid. It was very loud. It was just extremely up in your face, and it just took away from the rest of the overall entertaining movie. I didn't enjoy that at all. It just felt off, and it could have all been cut from the film. Another part I don't like is the doctor, which is Michael's therapist. I don't like the therapist he turns on Laurie's granddaughter. He turns on her and kills the policeman, and it just didn't feel right. It wasn't really developed that much. He said he wanted to study Michael more, blah, blah, blah. You kind of see that Michael and him have a friendship in the beginning of the film, but it felt like it just took away from the film. The film really slowed down after that. I didn't enjoy that part at all. Another part I don't enjoy is Laurie's daughter and, like I said, granddaughter. These characters, now her granddaughter is likable, but she's not the best. She's just kind of like the side character. Laurie, her daughter is atrocious. I hate the actress who plays Laurie's daughter. I've always hated this actress. She's just so boring. She mentions in the past that she grew up and Laurie, she made her paranoid. I don't think this character was that developed. I don't really buy this character. I didn't really enjoy this character. She was just whining a lot until the end where she shot Michael. That was the only cool thing she did in the whole entire movie. The rest of the movie, she was whining, and Michael's not coming back, blah, 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 all of that bullcrap. I just don't like that character. And yeah, I thought that some of the other moments were stupid. Some of the comedy was a little bit too stupid, up in your face. And those are a couple problems I have with it. So I have problems, I have issues, and I have good things to say about the movie. Some of the directing is choppy near the end. It felt like the movie was trying to get to this big finale, and some of the moments where they were in the police car, Laurie's granddaughter was in the police car, Laurie was running through the woods, all of that from where the guy, her friend who wants to kiss her, when he dies, I think that's when the movie starts slowing down. Well, the party scene, some of that is really where the film just starts to go. It just becomes too convoluted. There's so much going on. The directing it's a little bit too choppy, the directing. Everything just feels like it's all over the place near the end, and it didn't stay on course near the end of the movie. I hated the ending where Laurie comes out of the shadow. She's like, "Happy Halloween, Michael," and they burn him, and then they leave, and then the movie's over. And I really wanted something better, a better ending. And if they ever, did something where they, for the Blu-ray or something like the 4K, if they added a different ending, I would be down for that, because this ending was alright. So, nevertheless, Halloween. What do I think of this movie? It was overall entertaining. I enjoyed a lot of the effects. I enjoyed the old school Halloween horror style. Just some stuff didn't work for me. Some of the characters I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy some of the comedy. Some of the characters could have been cut out. Some of the directing near the end got a little bit choppy. The third act was a mess. But nevertheless, this movie was enjoyable. It got me really into the Halloween spirit, and I recommended this movie for people, even though I disliked some stuff. I still enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was great for what it was. It's not as good as Halloween, of course, but it's probably the next best Halloween movie that you could watch anywhere. So go check it out. Halloween 2018. Not a bad movie. It's a pretty good movie. It just has some problems that make it, that don't make it great. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.